Narcissistic individuals follow that pattern of behaviour, and once we become aware of the patterns, we can step away from the patterns. They will often come on strong with the idealisation, where you just seem drawn to them. They're quite magnetic, they're very charming, they're very interesting characters, and then they devalue you and make you feel like you can't do anything right and like you're worthless, and then they offer that intermittent reinforcement to give you just enough hope to hang on to absolutely nothing. Then they find somebody to replace you with, and once they found somebody to replace you with, they will happily go all out to discard you, and then they'll often smear your name, and then if they feel like they want you or they need you for something, they will hoover you back into their games. When it comes to the narcissist and their smear campaign, they are trying to avoid consequences for their actions. They're trying to avoid exposure. And they do this by pinning the blame onto you, by finding a scapegoat to take the responsibility for their behaviour, to take the fall. They're doing this so that they can gain enablers and flying monkeys to their side, because it's easier when they've got supporters to help validate their version of events. And they often do the smear campaign so that they can ruin you, so that they can get revenge on you for daring to stand up to them, daring to have a different opinion to them, daring to not live life on their terms. And the sadistic narcissist will often feel very smug as they go around trying to ruin your reputation. They can often feel like you deserved it in some way. So to them, it's your fault, not theirs. Or they can genuinely believe that you were the issue and not them. They're amazing. They're super nice and super kind, especially the compassionate narcissist. The compassionate narcissist is ruining you to save everybody else, not because of who you are as a person, but because of who they are as a person. When it comes to a narcissist, they will spread a lot of rumours about others. Only these rumours are in one sense where a narcissist confesses. A narcissist will tell on themselves in these rumours. You can have a victim who says what happens, however they're telling it as it happened, because the victim didn't do that other stuff to the narcissist did that stuff to the victim. And then you can have a narcissist who lies and twists the truth and spreads rumours and claims that the other person, what the other person did to the narcissist, they'll be claiming these things when in actual fact they're what the narcissist did to the other person. Which is why it's always wise to slow things down and get to know people for who they are and not who they sell themselves to be. Because in their smear campaign, a narcissist is also looking to gain that sympathetic attention and the validation that they weren't the problem. And if they do know, with a narcissistic individual, some actually believe their version of events. And if they do know, they get a enjoyment out of fooling everybody. One of the first ways a narcissistic individual will tell themselves in their smear campaigns against others is by claiming if a narcissistic individual has failed at a job at work, they will blame the apprentice, they will blame the co-worker, they will blame anyone but themselves. They will accuse the other person of being incompetent. They'll claim that they're not to be trusted, so people have that doubt and don't trust the other person's word. They will claim that you can't trust them with any form of important tasks. We all make mistakes. We all make errors in judgment. It's the people who take responsibility. Now, you'll often notice the person that the narcissist is claiming incompetent will sort of say, yeah, I could have potentially done it like this. They actually might believe they're the problem. And if they recognise they're not and try and speak out about the narcissist, they're often disbelieved because the narcissist has already got in there first. They will claim that their friends were disloyal to them, betrayed them, used them for their own personal gain. So you can have a narcissistic individual that enjoys asking for favours from others and enjoys borrowing money from other people. And people can struggle with money. People can take their time in paying people back. With a narcissist, they might pay people back in the beginning, but then at some point they gaslight and claim that they never borrowed that money, and then they push the friend away, and then they get offended when the friend goes no contact and believe that it's the friend that's at fault and not themselves. And then they go around telling everybody, don't trust them. I lent them a lot of money and they refuse to pay me back, and then they cut me off. They will claim that people are manipulative and will do whatever it takes to get whatever they want, which is exactly what a narcissistic person is. They're incredibly exploitative, and they can be a leech and a parasite that clings on to take what they can from you. They can claim that other people are unreliable and can't be counted on and fail to fulfill their commitments. A narcissistic parent with young children who is often off impressing strangers and only picks those young children up as and when needed will claim that it's the other parent that's unreliable. It's the other parent that always lets them down, when in reality it's the narcissistic individual that fails to arrange to pick up the children, or makes an arrangement and then continuously turns up late or lets them down. And they will claim that the other parent will not allow them to see the children to gain the sympathetic attention. And as a narcissistic individual can withhold children, it's difficult to recognise who is who, which is why it's wise to get to know an individual's pattern of behaviour and who they actually are as a person. They will claim that somebody is lazy and avoids hard work, and as we can all procrastinate now and again, as we can all struggle with challenges, we can all get into that state of depression and find it a struggle. When someone's accusing somebody of being lazy, and we can sometimes sympathise with the other person, and we can sometimes sympathise with the narcissist, when usually it's the narcissistic individual who will come on strong in the beginning, and they can't do enough for you. They can't do enough to help you and support you. And then once they've got you where they want you, they do the bare minimum, yet they expect the maximum in return. They will claim that other people are just emotional and can't handle any form of criticism, can't handle any form of responsibility. You have to be careful here, because more often than not, the person who's acting emotionally unstable is the one who is actually being emotionally abused. Although when those who have been emotionally abused manage to heal and recover and recognise and learn not to react, they're then no longer emotionally unstable, yet they still were the victim of a narcissistic individual. When it's the narcissist that can have those mood swings and receive that narcissistic injury and fly into narcissistic rage, it's just they're very good at controlling it depending on who is around them. You'll often notice with a victim or with someone suffering from CPTSD, they find it very difficult to keep a hold of their emotions due to the experience. They will claim that the other person is unlikable, and they'll go all out to go on about some desirable aspects of their personality, undesirable aspects of their personality, which is usually the undesirable aspects of the narcissist personality. They'll claim that they're a liar and a cheater. A narcissistic individual will claim that other people are jealous and envious of them and trying to sabotage them, which is usually what the narcissist is towards that other person. They will claim their exes are bitter and just out for revenge. And when someone's lied to you and cheated on you and betrayed you in some of the most horrific ways, you're naturally going to have feelings such as that anger and resentment, and you might naturally go through a stage of wanting to seek revenge. However, more often than not, a thing called empathy kicks in and stops you taking it too far. Whereas with a narcissist, when they can no longer control somebody, they go all out to control what other people think about that person. So they want you to believe that you're the bitter one, you're the obsessed one, you're the jealous one, you're the one that just won't leave them alone, so that they can believe within themselves that they're special. And so the people that they're lying to also think there's something special about this person who's actually lying to them and deceiving them, because it's usually the narcissist who's bitter and the narcissist who is out for revenge. And their smear campaign, ruining someone's reputation, is one method they use to gain that revenge. They're not explaining facts, they're making up fiction based on what they did to the other person to gain the sympathetic and attention and validation that they aren't the problem, and to ruin the other person any way they can. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, or anything you notice a narcissist say in their smear campaign, which in effect is them telling on themselves and confessing, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have several books out on Amazon, 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People If You Cannot Go No Contact, a Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, and how to create boundaries around those who have no respect for your boundaries. They'll be in the description also if you'd like to go and check them out. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.